10 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first quarter. All right. Looks like a run by number 8 straight up the middle, and looks like he came down a little bit early on that one. Aggressive running, though. A lot of potential there for number 8 for the Sabres. Decent gain of yards as well. That'll bring the Sabres up to their own 6-yard line for a 3rd and 30. All right, the snap back to the Sabres QB, number 14. Big pass intended for number 26 of the Sabres. Just could not quite get there. Some good sportsmanship right there. All right. Looks like the Sabres are going to bring out their punt team, and the Rebels are going to get ready to receive that ball. All right, 4th and 30. Looks like the Sabres are about to punt the ball. And the snap is back. The kick is up, and the Rebels will be receiving the ball. Little slip right there by number 81 for the Rebels, by Shane Desodel. And it looks like the Rebels will be taking the ball from the 50-yard line. All right, while they're switching teams, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank a few more of our sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. We have Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. If your back's hurting and you're feeling a little bit older than you should, maybe you should go get checked out. And no better place to do that than Harbor Life Chiropractic PC over in Gig Harbor. So get on over there, get checked out, and get your body right. You only get one body. We'd also like to thank Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. If you're in the market for a dispensary, the choice is clear. Clear Choice. That is Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. Thank you so much for your support. All right, get back to the game. We have the snap back to JT and a quick pass over to number 11. That is Corey Klingberg. Nice completion right there. Ran out to the far sideline for a gain of 7 yards. That's going to bring the Rebels up to the Sabres' 43-yard line for 2nd and 3. Quick snap back to JT, and another fast pass over to, looks like number 81. That is going to be Shane Deshotel again. All right, so another decent gain of yards and a first down for the Rebels. The Rebels take the ball from the Sabres' 33-yard line, snap back to JT. A few defenders getting past the line and some scrambling, some fancy footwork by JT. Quick pass over to the boogeyman, number 11, Corey Klingberg, and a very respectable gain of 2 yards on that play, bringing the Rebels up to the Sabres' 31-yard line for 2nd and 8. Snap back to JT, and we have a handoff to number 23, Mr. Marshad DeWalt. Excellent motor on that guy. He can just pump those legs and just keep moving up the field. He blasts straight through, the those tiny gaps that are created in that line, and just a very powerful runner right there. That's going to be good for a first down, and we have 1st and 10 on the Sabers' 22-yard line with Rebels in possession of the ball. The snap and the pass back to number 23, Marshall DeWalt, running up the side. Looks like he is going to be brought down by number 30 of the Sabers. Excellent play by the defense right there. Good read and really minimizing the gain of yards on that play. It was a very aggressive play. So we only saw a gain of 2 or 3 yards out of that one. So that'll bring the Rebels up to the 20-yard line of the Sabers for 2nd and 8. Snap back, pass over to number 26. That is going to be Taekwon Bowie running up the side and almost good for a first down. We'll see where the refs rule that to be out. Looks like that is good for a first down. Excellent work to Mr. Taekwon Bowie, number 26, and it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Sabers' 11-yard line. Rebels on the line, Sabers on the line. Snap back and a handoff to Marshall DeWalt, punching straight up the middle. Number 23 with the big old legs, just driving them straight down the center of the field. Looks like a respectable gain of about 5 yards, bringing us to 2nd and 5 for the Rebels on the Sabers' 6-yard line. Five minutes and 15 seconds left in this first quarter. We have both teams on the line getting ready for the snap. Ooh, some defenders let through the line early. JT getting real close to the line of scrimmage, letting that ball go and connecting with number 14. That is Connor Wade Centino. Looks like that play was ruled as a touchdown, and that will be 6 points for the Rebels. All right, so that brings the Rebels to a 13-0 lead with a 2-point conversion up for grabs right here. It looks like the ball was attempted to be ran up the middle, and that will be no good on the 2-point conversion. So while they're switching teams, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank a few more of our sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. We have McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. If you're out in Bremerton and looking for some delicious food, look no further than McLeod's Grill House. That is McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. We also would like to thank Hops and Drops out in Silverdale. If you happen to be trying to find a nice way to beat the heat, no better way than to grab a nice cold beer and sit in the shade, maybe a fan on you, and that can be done over at Hops and Drops over in Silverdale. They got delicious beer, they got awesome fans, and they got awesome service. So thank you so much to Hops and Drops in Silverdale. Lastly, for this sponsor break, we would like to thank Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. If your eyes aren't the same as they used to be and you're missing that HD life, why not go get your eyes checked out, take care of yourself. You only got one body, and get checked out over at Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. Get that HD life back. Okay, so we got the Rebels back on the line, getting ready for the kickoff. Sabers ready to receive the ball. Looks like the heat is not even phasing these guys. Again, it is 94 degrees Fahrenheit outside at the moment, and an aggressive kick by Vernon Parker. It looks like the ball was ran by number 27 for the Sabers, getting up to somewhere around the 33-yard line. Very decent return. So the Sabres will be taking their second series of the game from their own 33-yard line. And the Rebels defense is out there getting ready to do their best to stop any kind of advance. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter. And we will see what the Sabres have planned for the second possession of the game. Snap back to number 14. Quick pass over to number 26 and running up the side. Aggressive running. Excellent shoulder-to-shoulder contact on that, and a very good gain for number 26 of the Sabres. Looks like that will be good for a first down, and going to have the chains moving. Sabres now on their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10. So it'll be interesting to see if the Sabres have found a weak spot in the Rebels' defense here. We have 3 wide receivers out on the near side of the field and 1 on the far side. Snap back, and it's going to be a run up the middle for very little gain. Looks like a gain of about 1 yard, getting the Sabres up to their own 45-yard line, 2nd and 9. All right, all the athletes on the line. Ball is snapped back to number 14, the quarterback for the Sabres. Big pass, and pass is complete to number 3 of the Sabres. Excellent catch right there. Excellent catch. That's going to be good for a first down, bringing the Sabres up to the Rebels' 40-yard line. All right, Sabres on the ball, Rebels on the ball, and the snap is back. Looking for a good receiver. Pass over to number 8 on the near side of the screen, and running up the line. Looks like it'll be good for a short gain of yards. A whole lot of defensive players on the runner right there. And the play was good for a gain of 3 yards, bringing the Sabres up to the Rebels' 36-yard line for 2nd and 6. Sorry, 2nd and 7. All right, looks like the Sabres are going to run the ball straight up the middle. Great run by number 9. Very aggressive running right there, and quite a few little fancy footwork spin moves. Excellent stuff. Very large gain of yards. That's going to be good for a first down, but it also looks like there's a flag on the play. So we will see how this goes. Right, looks like that is a helmet-to-helmet contact on number 75, Jacob Clark of the Rebels. That will be unfortunate for the Rebels defense as the ball will be advanced closer to the end zone. So the Sabres will find themselves playing 1st and 10 from the Rebels' 12-yard line. Snap back to number 14. Big pass out to the corner of the end zone, and looks like that is ruled as a good touchdown by the ref right there on the end. That's going to be good for 6 points. Excellent completion to number 3 of the Sabres. That will bring the score up to 6 points for the Sabres, 13 for the Rebels. All right. So it'll be interesting to see how this game progresses, as the first meeting between the Rebels and Sabres was 46-8 at the end of the game. But this particular meeting seems to be far more competitive, with the Rebels getting 2 touchdowns and the Sabres answering back with their 1 touchdown just now. Very handily as well. Very, very steady progress up the field. Looks like the ball is snapped back, and no additional points for the Sabres. So that will bring the score up to 13 for the Rebels and 6 for the Sabres. While we're switching out teams right here, we would like to thank a few more of our sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. We have the Clark Brothers. Thank you so much for your continued support. You guys are you guys have been one of our sponsors the entire season. We very much appreciate that. We also have Beccavino Winery in Tukwila. If you like wine or have a significant other or friend or family member that likes wine, you should go take them out to Tukwila and take them out to Beccavino Winery. Got some great wine out there. We also would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Myers of Bremerton. Thank you so much for your continued support. We know that you love it when we shout you out, but we love it when you support us all the time, and as you guys have done the entire season. So thank you so much to Mr. and Mrs. Myers of Bremerton. Okay, getting back to the game, we have the Sabres getting ready to kick the ball over to the Rebels. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Score is 13-6, with the Rebels leading the Sabres on this hot Pacific Northwest day. 94 degrees out. It's a spicy one. All right, kick. Very nice kick, and picked up by number 81. That is Shane Deshotel. Very nice gain of yards right there, bringing it into the Sabres' upper 40-yard lines area. We'll see where the officials put it down exactly. Looks like it's going to be ruled down at the Sabres' 46-yard line for this third possession for the Rebels. 17 seconds left in this first quarter. Rebels on the ball, Sabres on the ball. First and 10. Snap back to JT. Handed off to number 23, Marshad DeWalt. Running up, not finding a good spot to run up the middle of the field. Cutting to the right of the field and finding a good gain of yards. That might be good for a first down, but we will see exactly what the officials have to say. All right, looks like that was good for a gain of 9 yards. That's going to bring us to 2nd and 1. And that is the end of the first quarter. While they're switching some stuff around, we'd like to thank a sponsor or two of the West Sound Rebels. We also have Northwest Athletic Apparel. If you are enjoying the awesome apparel that is worn by the West Sound Rebels out there today on this hot 94-degree Pacific Northwest day, then you should go check out Northwest Athletic Apparel, because that is exactly who provided us with those jerseys and equipment. So make sure to check out Northwest Athletic Apparel. Thank you so much for your support. We also have Timberland Savings Bank. If you're looking to get a checking or savings account, look no further than Timberland Savings Bank. Thank you so much for your continued support. We also have Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. If you are looking for a company to help you with some construction projects in Bremerton or the surrounding area, really, then check out Cloyce and Mike Construction. That they can be reached at 360 New Roof or cloyceandmike.com. All right. Turning our attention back to the field, we have the Rebels with possession of the ball. 2nd and 1. And we will see what the offense has in store for the Sabres defense. Handed off to 11, Corey Klingberg. Looks like a small loss of yards on that play. Looks like a loss of 1 to 2 yards, and that will bring the Rebels back to the Sabres 39-yard line. 3rd and 3. All right, snap back to number 3, JT. Big pass. Looks like it is intended for number 2. That is Thomas Alston. Really been racking up the touchdowns lately. That looks like that will be good for a touchdown, and that's going to be 6 more points for the Rebels, bringing their total number of points up to 19. We'll see if they opt for a 1 or 2 point attempt. All right, looks like the 2-point attempt was good, and that is going to bring the official score up to 21 for the Rebels and 6 for the Sabres. All right, while they're switching out teams, we'd like to thank a couple more of our sponsors. We have the Senecal family. Thank you so much for your continued support. You guys are continuing to support us through the entire season. We so much appreciate that. So big thank you from the West Sound Rebels to the Senecal family. We also have Left Coast Events. If you are in the market for graphics and print, make sure to check out Left Coast Events. And then, of course, we have Fat Zach's Pizza. Never trust a skinny chef. If you like pizza, go get over to Fat Zach's Pizza and get some awesome pizza. I personally like pineapples on the pizza, and I don't care what you think about it. So deal with that. All right. Getting back to the game, we have the Rebels kicking back off to the Sabres. Again, we have 14 minutes left in this first half, and the score is 21-6 with the Rebels leading the Sabers. All right, big kick from Vernon Parker all the way into the back. Looks like it's going to be a touchback, and the Sabres are going to be taking the ball from their own 25-yard line. All right, Sabres lined up on the ball. Looks like the Rebels defense is getting into position. And we have a snap back to number 14. Quick handoff and a huge gap. You could have drove a truck through that. Number 8 with a very nice run up the field. Looks like that is going to be good for a first down and a gain of about 12 yards. Very impressive running from number 8 right there. And very impressive by the line as well. If we could go back and look at that, that was a very impressive, very impressive gap for number 8 to run through. So we really cannot overlook that. Okay, so we have the Sabres on their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Snap back and another quick pass, number 8 running to the far side of the field on the screen right there. Looks like a small gain of yards. Looks like 1 yard gain on that play. That will bring the Sabres up to their own 39-yard line for 2nd and 9. Okay, 2nd and 9 for the Sabres. The snap back to number 14. Looking for a big pass intended for number 3 of the Sabres. Number 3 was completely unguarded right there as well. Just could not quite get to the ball. Would have been a very good gain of yards right there. Was that complete? But it was not to be. So we have 3rd and 9. All right, Sabres taking the ball on their own 39-yard line, 3rd and 9. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to go with their slightly more effective running game today. Yep, and there it is. They're making a bid with number 9 right there. Been very effective, but it looks like the Rebels are wise to the trickery of number 8 and number 9 of the Sabres, really holding that potent running game back. Looks like that was still good for a yard or two. So the Sabres will come up to their own 41-yard line for 4th and 6. All right, snap back to the kicker, number 0 of the Sabres. Rebels almost got some hands on that ball, but kick was nice and deep into the backfield right there. Looks like a very long run by the ball carrier. I was having some trouble seeing who was carrying that ball. But there was a flag on the field. It'd be interesting to see how the officials call this.
Stop it.
He almost like when Ray still is, there's something like
All right, looks like that penalty was assessed on the Rebels. And so we will have that ball brought all the way back. Big ouchie for that unsportsmanlike conduct. Or as the kids would say, big oof. Okay, so we are 10 minutes and 17 seconds away from halftime in this first quarter on this hot Pacific Northwest day. We got the Rebels in possession of the ball. Snap back to JT, waiting a while on that big pass intended for Corey Klingberg. Looks like it is completed to number 11, the Boogeyman, and we have no flags on that play, so that will be good for another 6 for the Rebels, bringing them up to 27 points with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. All right. And we got the Rebels and Sabres on the ball. Looks like the Rebels are going to be going for that 1 point. Kick is up, and looks like the kick is good. So that will be 1 additional point for the Rebels, bringing them up to 28 to the Sabres' 6 points thus far in the game. A lot of game left to be played, though. We'll see how this goes for both teams. While we're switching teams up right there, we would like to thank a couple more of our sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. If you like what you're seeing and hearing right now, you are actually watching a production of Swoop Sound, who is one of the sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. So make sure you check us out on Instagram at Swoop Sounds. That is Swoop Sounds on Instagram. We'd also like to thank Metro Parks of Tacoma for your continued support. You guys have been sponsors for quite a while, and we very much appreciate that here at the West Sound Rebels organization. So thank you so much to Metro Parks of Tacoma. All right, turning our attention back to the game. We have Vernon Parker lining that ball up just right so he can kick it real hard. He's got quite the leg on him. All right, and there's the kick. Big kick. Looks like it is received by number 25, and he'll be working his way up the field, straight up the middle. A little bit of contact by a couple guys. I saw a number 37, Braxton Seach, on the tackle right there. There were 1 or 2 other Rebels involved in that tackle. But it looks like the Sabres will find themselves at their own 39-yard line for 1st and 10 on this possession. All right, Sabers taking a moment to coordinate in the huddle. They break, and we have them back on the line, ready to rumble. All right, so it'll be interesting to see how this is played. Snap back to number 14, looking around, and the ball is passed. Not sure who it was intended for, but it did go straight to number 20, Christian Comox. Sorry about the last name, Christian. I cannot pronounce that name. But no interception right there. Looks like it was just ruled as an incomplete. However, we did have a flag on the play, so we'll see how this is assessed. All right, looks like that penalty was holding on the Sabers, so that will be assessed against the Sabers. And that will bring them back to 1st and 20 on their own 30-yard line, or thereabout. All right, snap back and hand it off to number 3. Working his way up the field, just could not find a good spot to make his way up the field. Looks like a small loss of yards, 1 or 2 yards lost. Oh, sorry, a little bit bigger than that. 5 to 6 yards lost, and we will have a 2nd and about 25 for the Sabers on their own 24-yard line. All right, looks like there has been a timeout called, and we would like to we'd like to take this time to thank the remainder of our sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. We have Fine Ivory Enterprises, LLC. If you're in King County or Pierce County and you're looking for any kind of wellness service, you're in luck, because that is Fine Ivory Enterprises, LLC. They actually come to you with a mobile wellness center anywhere in King County. And they also have a brick and mortar location as well. You should go check them out. Fine Ivory Enterprises, LLC. Thank you so much for your support. We also have Trace Agave in Belfair. If you're out in Belfair looking for some delicious food, look no further than Trace Agave. Very tasty food over there. Thank you so much for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. Okay. Getting back to the game. We still have a timeout. Looks like it is very spicy out on the field right now. Very hot, still about 94 out there, and you can imagine that it's not going to be easy, covered in warm pads, running up and down the field, colliding with other very large land mammals, fighting for every yard gained and lost. Sabers back on the line. It'll be interesting. Oh, and we have a big pass intended for 18, but just a little bit over his head. Could not quite get his hands on that ball. And so that will be ruled as incomplete. We have the Sabers on their own 24-yard line, 3rd and 25. All right, 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Sabers looking for a quick pass to 26. Pass is complete, and he's working his way up the center of the field. Looks like he is brought down by number 20. That is Christian Comau. We'll just go with Christian for now. Excellent tackle and a very respectable gain of yards. But Alas, that was quite a long way to the first down, and they still have about 14 yards left to the first down, so it is 4th and 14. Looks like the Sabres' number 0 is out, who is their kicker. So it looks like they are intending to punt the ball, and the Rebels have someone ready to receive. 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and the clock is running. Snap back to number 0, and a nice kick is left to make contact, and it will settle around the 29-yard line of the Rebels territory. All right, Rebels offense making their way out, and the Sabres defense doing the same. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half of the second meeting of the Tacoma Sabers and the West Sound Rebels. The ball snapped back, quick pass up to number 51 of the Rebels. That is Darius Ridley. Rather surprising to see Darius Ridley receiving the ball. Actually, that is that's a very large, nimble man. And looks like we had a very short gain of yards on a carry by Marshall DeWalt, number 23 right there. Looks like a gain of 1 yard, bringing the Rebels up to their own 41-yard line, 2nd and 9. Snap back to number 3, JT. Quick pass over to Marshall DeWalt, number 23, and running straight up the side. Very aggressive, just leg drive by Marshall right there. You could see he ran directly over that defender. Impressive stuff, and a good gain of yards as well. Looks like that gain was good that run was good for about a 5-yard gain, which is going to bring the Rebels up to their own 46-yard line, 3rd and 4. Snap back, quick carry, fighting for every inch. That looks like it was an excellent assist by number 72 right there, who actually helped to push the ball carrier, number 26, across the line. I wish we had some instant replay right now, because that was I was not expecting to see that. That was excellent. Okay, getting back to the game, we have 1st and 10 on the Sabres 47-yard line for the Rebels. Snap back to JT, looking for a receiver, just can't quite find one, and looks like he got it to number 88. That is Matthew Bowden. Excellent work by Matthew out there. 1st and 10 for the Rebels on the Sabres' 30-yard line. Snap back to JT. Very quick pass over to Corey Klingberg, number 11, running straight up the line. A little juke, and it's good for another 6. Looks like there are no flags on the play, and that will be good for a touchdown. All right, that brings the Rebels up to 34 to the Sabres 6. Let's see if they go for the 1 or 2. 3 minutes and 54 seconds left in this second quarter. All right, looks like there are several penalties to be assessed here. Lots of unsportsmanlike conduct, unfortunately. It looks like it is on both sides. All right.
Halftime, I'm going to have you watch me change the clock because it's 106 to 34.
Okay, so we have the Sabres in possession of the ball now, taking the ball from their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10, of course, starting the series. It'll be interesting to see if the Sabres can call upon some of that running magic that they experienced earlier in this half. They have some excellent running backs in number 8 and number 9, but perhaps this heat may be a bit too much for athletes of that nature. So we will see if they stick to their passing game or if they decide to branch out into more of their aggressive, effective running game. All right, so we have the Sabres on their own 34-yard line, 3rd and 2. Okay. All right, snap back to number 14 and a quick pass over to number 18. Good for a first down. It's going to move the chains up And the Sabres will find themselves 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. All right, looks like the scoreboard was just adjusted for a small mistake. We did have a 2-point conversion earlier that was not accounted for on there. So the current score is 36-6, Rebels leading the Sabres. We have a timeout late in the second quarter, 1 minute and 54 seconds left in this half. And I'm going to do a little special shout out to one of our sponsors who I actually failed to give a shout out to last week in the first half. So I would like to give a special thanks out to Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. If you are in the market looking for a dispensary, go check out Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. The choice is clear, clear choice. Thank you so much for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. And sorry for missing you guys last game on the first half. But much love. Okay, getting back to the game, we have the Sabres in possession of the ball. 1st and 10. Number 14 with plenty of time to think. Complete pass back to 3. A little bit too much fancy footwork right there. And not enough forward progress, unfortunately. But good enough for a first down for the wide receiver number 3 of the Sabres. 1st and 10 from the Rebels' 42-yard line for the Sabres. Seems that they have found the answer to the Rebels' defense. We'll see if the defense can tighten up and get a little bit more effective against the Sabres' offense. A couple of defensive players quick into the backfield, and number 3 looks like he just jetted straight up that sideline. Looks like there is a little bit of confusion. And unfortunately for number 3 and the Sabres, it looks like he had stepped out around the 22-yard line. So the ball will be ruled down at the 22-yard line for what could have been a very impressive touchdown. We'll see if the Sabres can still make this happen with less than a minute left in the second quarter. So they had better act quick because the time is ticking and the clock is running. Sabres on the line. Snap back to number 14. Quick pass over to number 26. A little bit more fancy footwork and a fumble. Looks like the ball is recovered by potentially the Rebels. We will see what the officials have to say about that with 38 seconds left in the second quarter and the first half. Looks like the Rebels offense is making their way out and the Sabres defense is coming out. That is an unfortunate end to the fantastic series that the Sabres just experienced. Some really good breakthrough plays right there. You never want to see that kind of thing occurring when a team is really popping and clicking in the good way like that. So we have the ball snapped back to JT of the Rebels. Quick pass over to number 2, Thomas Alston, and stepping out of bounds. That chewed up about 10 seconds of the clock, and they have 28 seconds left in this first half. Rebels in possession of the ball. Good for a first down on their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10. Rebels find themselves back on the ball very quickly. Snap back to JT. Quick handoff to number 10. That is Simeon Wells. And unfortunately, we see a flag on the play. We'll see what the referees see and report. All right, looks like that was a personal foul on the defense before this play, but that was a quick touchdown by the JT to Corey Klingberg combo right there. Just a snap and a pretty quick pass over to number 11. Good for a touchdown. No flags on the play. That's going to be 6 more points for the Rebels with only 6 seconds to spare. Very impressive work right there. Rebels coming up to a 42-6 lead over the Sabres in this first half of play. All right, looks like the Rebels are going to go for 2. They snap back. Defenders in the backfield immediately. Wow, very impressive by the Sabres defense getting all over number 3, JT, right there. Very impressive work by the Sabres defense. Okay, we have 6 seconds left in the second quarter and the first half. Let's see if the Sabres can muster a big play receiving the ball here. They will not have much time to work. All right, looks like Vernon Parker, number 16 of the Rebels, has lined up the ball. He's getting ready for a big kick, as usual. And the kick is up. And it will go straight through the back, and we will be seeing the Sabres taking the ball from their own 25-yard line. 6 seconds of the half left. Rebels leading 42-6 over the Sabres in this second meeting of the season. Sabres offense making their way out to the 25-yard line, and the Rebels defense making their way out, and the clock is running. So we have the first half expired. All right, so we will be taking a quick halftime break here for about 15 minutes. So we will be back in 15 minutes for this Game 7 of the GDFL between the Tacoma Sabers and the number 6 nationally ranked West Sound Rebels. Again, Rebels are leading 42-6 over the Sabres at halftime, and we will be back in 15 minutes. So stay tuned. Currently, the score is Rebels 42 and the Sabers 6, with the Rebels kicking off to the Sabers. We have Vernon Parker lined up, getting ready to just kick that ball real nice and hard. All right, big kick, and the Sabres will be taking the ball on their own 25-yard line for this series. Again, a reminder, the first meeting between these two teams resulted in the West Sound Rebels with 46 points and the Tacoma Sabers with 8 at the end of the game. At halftime at this game, we have a 42-6 score, so it looks like this game may be similar. We'll see what happens. Perhaps the Sabres have kind of sorted out some of the Rebels' play style. But there are a couple different factors at play today. The Sabres have a few new players, and then we have teams that are definitely a bit more mature, so that is a benefit for both of the teams out there today. And then we have this incredible Pacific Northwest heat wave that we are experiencing. It's about 93 degrees out on the field right now, so it will be difficult for some of these athletes to remain properly hydrated. So it'll be interesting to see how this impacts the play of the game. The first snap of the half for the Sabres, and it is handed off to number 8 for a run. Could not find anywhere to go up the middle and ran to the far side of the field. Looks like that will be good for a gain of 2 yards. And the Sabres will find themselves at their own 27-yard line for 2nd and 8. All right, Sabres snap back to number 14, and pass is deflected and incomplete. So that will bring the Sabres to 3rd and 8 on their own 27-yard line. All right, Sabres snap the ball back. Quick pass out intended for number 9, and it looks like it is intercepted by number 38 of the Rebels. That is Tavarius Breland. And he runs it back for what looks like... a touchdown. That is going to be the first pick 6 of the game, and that's 6 more points for the Rebels, bringing the Rebels' score up to 48 and keeping the Sabres at 6 points with 13 minutes left in this third quarter. All right, and the clock is running as the referee indicated. Little under 13 minutes left in this third quarter. Looks like the Rebels are getting ready to take the 1-point route. Ball snap back, kick is up, and is ruled as good. That'll be one more point for the Rebels, bringing them up to 49 points to the Sabers 6 points with 12 minutes and 20 seconds left in this third quarter. And while they're swapping out, we'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors. We have Toyota of Olympia. If you're in the Olympia area and you're looking for a car or truck to buy, check out Toyota of Olympia because they've got both of them. And they've got some great prices and great deals. And they also support the West Sound Rebels. So thank you so much for that support, Toyota of Olympia. We also have Joel Gibson Jr., who's a local country music artist. If you like country music or if you like music at all, go check out Joel Gibson Jr. on Instagram or on Facebook. We also have the Tracyton Movie House in Bremerton. If you're out in Bremerton and you are enjoying the weather but you need a little break from it, go check out the Tracyton Movie House. Thank you so much to the Tracyton Movie House in Bremerton. Okay, getting back to the game. We have the Rebels ready to kick off to the Sabers. And a strong kick by Vernon Parker. Sabers will be taking the ball at their own 25-yard line. All right, Sabers on the line. And the ball is snapped back to number 14. Quick pass over to number 17 and repassed and received by number 18. Very nice. It looks like that will be very close to a first down. Let's see what the referees rule it as. And the official is saying move those chains. Get them moving. That will be good for a first down. And the Sabers will find themselves on their own 35-yard line. First and 10. 10 minutes left in this third quarter. And it is very hot out. Still about 93 degrees. And you can only imagine that it's got to be at least 105 or 110 on the field of play. Sabres snap the ball back to 14. Pass over to 17. And another pass intended for 3 and caught. Looks like a forearm tackle by Thomas Alston. But a huge gain by number 3 for the Sabres. Excellent catch. An excellent throw by number 17. It's going to be good for a first down. We're going to have the chains moving. And the Sabres will find themselves at the Rebels' 35-yard line. Quite an impressive gain on that play. All right, Sabres lined up, getting ready to snap the ball, and the ball is back to number 14. Not sure who the ball was intended for, but the quarterback looked as though he expected someone to be right around there. Just an incomplete pass. And that'll be 2nd and 10 for the Sabres with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left in this third quarter. All right, Sabres to the line. And it looks as though there's a small loss of yards, a reasonable loss of yards, actually. It looks like about a 5-yard loss of yards. Sabres will have the ball on the Rebels' 39-yard line for 3rd and 14. Oh, right. Ball is snapped back to number 14. A ton of defenders in the backfield. Quarterback for the Sabres looking for somebody to get the ball to, but could not make it happen. Going to be 4th and 14 for the Sabres. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. All right, Sabres back on the line for this 4th and 14. Well, it looks like it's going to be an attempt. There is no kicker out, so the ball is snapped back to number 14. Big pass up intended for number 3, and the ball is caught by number 2, Thomas Alston. No flags on the play, and Thomas Alston will be brought down on the Rebels' 34-yard line. So, Rebels in possession of the ball. And while the defense and offense swap out, we'd like to take a moment to thank a few of our sponsors. We have Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. If your back is hurting and you're just feeling achy and older than you should, maybe you should get checked out. And there's no better place than Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. So if you're in the Gig Harbor area, go check them out and get your body feeling right. We also have Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. If you're in the market for a dispensary and you're in the Tacoma area, really anywhere from Seattle all the way down to Olympia, go check out Clear Choice Dispensary. The choice is clear, Clear Choice. Getting back to the game, we have number 3, JT, falling back for a pass and then just saying, hey, I'm going to run it straight up the middle. I got it. Don't worry about it. Looks like it's going to be good for a gain of about 9 yards. Oh, and it's actually placed back a little bit further, so that looks like it's going to be a gain of about 8 yards, and that's placing the Rebels on their own 43-yard line. 2nd and 3 to go. Snap back to JT. Pump fake, and intended for number 15, that is Demetrius Rackley, but it was not meant to be. Pass is incomplete, and the Rebels will find themselves in a 3rd and 2 situation. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. All right, Sabres back on the ball. Rebels on the ball. Snap back and pass intended for number 14. That is Uso Randy. 14. That is Connor Wade Centino. Connor Wade Centino. All right, looks like that was good for a first down on that last play. And that was a big play right there. Quick snap back to JT and a pass over to number 23, Marshad DeWalt, and then a run up the field. But unfortunately, there is a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be holding against the offense, which is the Rebels, and that is going to bring back that potential touchdown all the way back. And it's going to place the Rebels on their own, what looks like maybe 45-yard line. Waiting for the officials to place the ball. Okay, so the Rebels will be taking the ball from their own 41-yard line, and it will be first and 25. Sorry, 24. All right, after looks like there was a penalty on the defense as well. After a host of penalties, we'll say, the Rebels are snapping the ball, first and 20, and we have a carry straight up the middle of the field by number, by number 26. That is Taekwon Bowie. Good for a very respectable gain of yards, bringing the Rebels up to 2nd and 5 on the Sabres 40-yard line. Snap back to JT, scramble away from some defenders, decides to just run the ball up, and it's going to be good for a first down. TJ narrowly escaping getting tackled right there. And just electing to run out. But again, good for a first down. That's going to move the chains. We're going to find the Rebels with first and 10 on the Sabres 25-yard line. All right, Rebels lined up with quite a few wide receivers. Snap back and hand it off to number 26. That is Taekwon Bowie running up the side, and that is a touchdown for the Rebels. It's going to be 6 more points. Looks like there are no flags on the field, and that brings the Rebels up to 55 points to the Sabres 6 points. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Yeah, so those of you at home may be thinking, oh boy, this third quarter is kind of running a little bit quick. Well, in the GDFL, you can elect to have a running clock, and that is what has happened in this game. So we have a running clock for the third and fourth quarter. And we have the Rebels lined up for a 1-point kick. Kick is up, and there's a flag on the play. We'll see what this is about. All right, 1 point. All right, defensive player jumped over the center, and the penalty was declined by the offensive team, that is the Rebels. The kick was good, and that is one additional point, bringing the Rebels up to 56 to the Sabers 6. With 15 minutes of play left in the game, we are moving on to the fourth quarter. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank a few more of our sponsors. We have McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. If you're out in Bremerton looking for some delicious food, go check out McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. We also have Hops and Drops in Silverdale. If you need to beat the heat a little bit, drink nice cold beer on a shady patio, go check out Hops and Drops in Silverdale. We have Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. If you're out in Port Orchard and your eyes just aren't what they used to be, go visit our guys at Woodridge Vision Clinic, and they can get you set up with a nice pair of contacts or glasses, and you can get the HD life back. We also have the Clark Brothers. Thank you so much for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. We appreciate that very much. And lastly but not leastly, we have Bacavino Winery. If you like wine or have someone in your life who enjoys wine, go check out Bacavino Winery in Tukwila. Thank you so much for your continued support. Getting back to the game, we have the Rebels kicking off to the Sabers. Big kick by number 16, Vernon Parker. And we have the Sabers taking the ball from their own 25-yard line with 15 minutes left in this game. All right, we have the Sabers getting ready to break out of the huddle, and the Rebels defense getting ready to try to squash this offensive onslaught being brought by the Sabers. Again, it is still 93 degrees outside in Bonney Lake, Washington on this beautiful Pacific Northwest day. And that's definitely going to be affecting a lot of these players. I've seen a lot of the players just absolutely exhausted, more so than would be normal. We have a snap for the Sabers and a handoff to number 8. Good run attempt. That is a great he's got some amazing legs. Just like he can pump those legs and just drive straight up the field. You can't give him any space or he's going to take full advantage of it, but it looks like that was only good for a 1-yard gain, so that's going to bring the Sabers up to their own 26-yard line, 2nd and 9. 13 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. Snap back to number 14. Quick pass over to 18. Pass is complete, and the ball comes out. Looks like the Rebels have recovered the ball and are working their way back up the field. And it looks like number 22 is the one for the Rebels to receive that ball. That is Mr. Tran. So that will be the Rebels' ball now. Rebels back on the offense, and we'd like to take a moment to thank a few of our sponsors, Mr. and Mrs. Myers in Bremerton. Thank you so much for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. We really appreciate that. We love giving you these shout-outs, so thank you so much for being such a generous contributor and sponsor of the West Sound Rebels. We also have Northwest Athletic Apparel. If you like what the Rebels are wearing out there and you want to get your hands on some, go check out Northwest Athletic Apparel for any of those kind of needs. Getting back to the game. With the Rebels on the ball. Big snap back to number 3. Handoff to number 10. That is Simeon Wells. And he's making his way down the field. And it looks like that is going to be let's see. Is that good for a touchdown? I'm waiting. And we have a flag on the play. Unfortunately, there is a holding call on the offense that's going to bring the ball back. So that touchdown does not count. Another big oof. But this is what the season's for, polishing out these small blemishes. 11 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game with Rebels in possession of the ball on the Sabers 36-yard line. First and 15-ish. Big pass over to number 14, Connor Wade Centino. And I do not see any flags on the play. That will be good for 6 points, bringing the Rebels up to 62 to the Sabers 6. It should be mentioned that the points scored in this game have actually shifted some of the national rankings for most points scored on the season. So be sure to check that out on the GDFL Instagram and the GDFL official website. Okay. Rebels getting ready for their what looks like is going to be a 1-point attempt. Vernon Parker lining up for the kick, having a very consistent day. Impressive work by that young man. Big kick, and kick is good. That's 1 more point, bringing the Rebels up to 63 to the Sabers 6. And unfortunately, there's a flag on the play. We'll see what that flag is about. Okay, so penalty on the defense. Long story short, penalty declined. Rebels are good for the 1 point, and we will be bringing out the special teams. But before we do that, we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors. Timberland Savings Bank. If you're in the market for a checking or savings account, go check out Timberland Savings Bank. And thank you so much for your continued support. We also have Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. If you're out on the peninsula or anywhere around Bremerton, really, go check out and looking to get some construction projects done in a timely manner that are of high quality, then check out Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. That's cloyceandmike.com, or you can call them at 360-NEW-ROOF. We also have the Senecal family. Thank you so much for your continued support. You guys are supporting us every week, and we love that. So thank you so much for that continued support from the West Sound Rebels to the Senecal family. Okay, getting back to the game. We have the Rebels getting ready to kick off to the Sabers, or kick back to the Sabers, I should say. Big kick by Vernon Parker. And the Sabers will be taking the ball at their own 25-yard line. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in this fourth quarter on this hot Pacific Northwest day in Bonney Lake, Washington. 92 degrees outside. And if we had a thermometer on the field, I'm sure it'd be well over 100. All right, Sabres offense getting out there, and the Rebels defense making their way out. All right, snap back to number 17. Different quarterback lining up. And looks like that is going to be a sack for the Rebels defense. Little loss of yards for the Sabres. Right, and that last sack was brought to you by Mark Taglio, number 25 of the Rebels. A little bit under 7 minutes left of the game. We have the Sabres lined up, ready to snap the ball. Snap back to number 17. Quick pass intended for 14 or 18. It was kind of right between the two. But the pass did not make it to the hands before it made it to the ground, and that's going to be incomplete, bringing the Sabres to their second down. Going to be second and about 20. Six minutes and 10 seconds left of play. Sabres to the ball and Rebels defense on the ball. Snap is back to number 17. Quick pass over to 14, looking for a receiver. Big pass into a bunch of red jerseys. Intercepted by number 44, who is brought down by number 88 of the Sabres. So interception by number 44 of the Rebels. That is Jack McDonald. All right, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. Rebels offense making their way out to the ball, and the Sabres defense making their way out to the ball. We're going to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Left Coast Events. If you have some events and you happen to be on the Left Coast, go check out Left Coast Events for any of those needs you may have. Thank you so much for your continued support. Getting back to the game, we have the Rebels offense on the ball in Sabres territory with 5 minutes of running clock left in the game. We'll see if they can make their way through this 42 yards that is defended by the Sabres defense. Rebels on the ball. Sabres on the line. Snap back to JT. We got some defenders in the backfield. Hand on the ball by number 51, Darius Ridley, but just could not pull it in. And my goodness, that is a large man moving very swiftly. He worked his way right up that field. Would have really liked to see what he can do if he could get into some open field and really get some speed on him. That's a large guy to be running that fast. That's very impressive. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left of the game. And we have a timeout called. So we'll take this opportunity to thank a few more of our sponsors. We have Fat Zach's Pizza. Thank you so much to Fat Zach's Pizza. Hey, if you want some pizza, go check out Fat Zach's Pizza. Who trusts skinny chefs? Nobody. Okay, Fat Zach knows what he's doing to make some delicious pizza. Go get what you like. I don't really care. I didn't mean it what I said in the first half. If you like pineapples, if you don't like pineapples, it's fine. It's totally cool. It's not really, but pineapple supremacy, whatever. Fat Zach's Pizza. Thank you so much for your support. We also have Swoop Sounds, which is what you're watching, hearing, and seeing right now. It is a media company that brings these kind of productions to you. So if you have some kind of event that you would like covered in any kind of way, then check out Swoop Sounds. We can be found on Instagram at Swoop Sounds. Getting back to the game, we have the snap back to number 3, JT. Big pass, and picked off by number 3 is what that looked like. I need to double check that jersey. Nope, that is number 2 of the Sabres. So that was picked off. We will have the Sabres offense making their way out to the field and the Rebels defense making their way out. One more shout out to a few of our sponsors. Metro Parks of Tacoma, thank you so much for your continued support. You guys have been with us for quite a while, and the West Sound Rebels would like to thank you for that. So thank you so much to Metro Parks of Tacoma. We also have Fine Ivory Enterprises, LLC, which is a wellness company. It is a mobile wellness company, in fact. So if you're anywhere in the King County area, and I believe the Pierce County, then they will actually come to you. Very interesting business model. We had the opportunity to interview them a couple of weeks ago, and I really enjoyed that. It was a very interesting conversation that we had with the owner of Fine Ivory Enterprises, LLC. So go check them out. And lastly but not leastly, we have Trace Agave Belfair. So if you are out in the Belfair area and you're looking for some tasty, tasty food, just go check out Trace Agaves. That is Trace Agaves in Belfair. Thank you so much for your continued support. Getting back to the game, we have a little bit under 3 minutes of time left. It'll be interesting to see what the Sabres offense can do right after that big interception by number 2. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Again, running clock, which is something that can be elected for in the GDFL. And we have a flag on the play. We will see what it's about. Okay, and that is actually a delay of game on the offense. And a timeout is called. All right. Snap from the Sabres. Big hit and a toss to number 43 completed. Excellent reception, or excellent catch by number 43 of the Sabres. And looks like there was a huge hit on the quarterback just as he was releasing the ball. It was quite a hit on number 17, actually. Again, I wish we had that instant replay to come back to that, but that's all right. We have a timeout again. Or sorry, a 2-minute warning. And the end of this game seems to be just kind of slowly working its way towards completion. Rebels leading the Sabres 63-6. 2 minutes left of play. To 17, big pass over to number 8. Working his way up the field, looks like it's going to be very close to a first down right there. We'll see where the officials place it. And it's ruled good for a first down for the Sabres. That will bring them to the 50-yard line for 1st and 10. 1 minute and 26 seconds left in this game. Sabres looking for one more touchdown. I'm going to have to hurry up between these plays if they plan to pull that off. 1 minute and 10 seconds of a running clock left in the game. Sabers on the ball. Rebels on the line. Snap back to number 17. 17 is looking around. Big pass up, intended for number 3. And incomplete. Some of the Rebels are motioning for a flag, but it looks like they are not going to get that. 45 seconds left of the game, running clock. And looks like we have a player down. All right, looks like we have that player back up and walking. Looks like he's all right. That's always good to see. You never want to see anybody, you know, no matter how much you love your team, you never want to see any of these athletes injured. And we have the time resuming. A little under 30 seconds of regulation left. And it looks like that will be the second meeting between the West Sound Rebels and the Tacoma Sabers. Clock is winding down. Timeout called with 3 seconds left. Interesting decision. But that'll be enough for one more play. So we'll see what happens here. All right, Sabres on the line with 3 seconds left in this game. Going to be good for one play. Snap back to number 14. Quick pass over to 17. Pass up the field and out just over the head of number 26. That will be the game. Time has expired. And the Rebels come out on top of this game, 63-6. Very dominant victory for the Rebels. Good showing, and actually shifts them in the national rankings of number of points scored. So that will perhaps see them moving up the national rankings this next week. We will see what comes of that, but we'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors one more time. We have Toyota of Olympia. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you're in the Olympia area and you're looking for a car or truck, go check out Toyota of Olympia. We also have Joel Gibson Jr., who is a local country music artist. If you enjoy country music or music in general, go check out Joel Gibson Jr. And, of course, the Tracyton Movie House in Bremerton. If you're looking to escape the heat in these hot, hot days of summer, or in the cold, if you're looking to escape the cold in the cold, cold days of winter, either way, go check out the Tracyton Movie House in Bremerton. And if your back is hurting and you're in the Gig Harbor area, go check out Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. Get your body right. You only got one body, so make sure that it is working correctly and you're feeling good. We'd also like to thank Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. If you're in the market for a dispensary, the choice is clear. Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. And if you find yourself in Bremerton, go check out McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton for some delicious food. Who doesn't like delicious food? I know I love delicious food, so you might find me there. We also got Hops and Drops in Silverdale. If you are out in Silverdale and looking for some good beer or libations of any kind, really, go check out Hops and Drops in Silverdale. And if you are squinting to read those road signs and thinking, man, things just don't look as sharp as they used to, go to Port Orchard and get yourself checked out by Woodridge Vision Clinic. That is Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard for that HD life. Get that vision back. We also got Clark Brothers. Thank you so much for your continued support. You guys support us every week, and a big heartfelt thank you from the West Sound Rebels to the Clark Brothers. Bacavino Winery in Tukwila. If you enjoy wine, if your significant other enjoys wine, if your friends enjoy wine, hey, go take them out to a little bit of a red wine or white wine tasting in Tukwila, Bacavino Winery. Go check them out. We also have Mr. and Mrs. Myers in Bremerton. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for helping us to bring this to you and to further the West Sound Rebels season. Thank you so much for that support, Mr. and Mrs. Myers in Bremerton. And if you enjoy the jerseys and the equipment that you're seeing right now, then look no further than Northwest Athletic Apparel. And if you're in the market for some athletic apparel, go check them out. Or go check them out even if you're not. This is pretty cool stuff there. Northwest Athletic Apparel. And if you're looking for a checking or savings account, head over to Timberland Savings Bank for that. One of our sponsors. Thank you so much to Timberland Savings Bank for that continued support. And Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. If you are in the Bremerton area or anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, really, go check out Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. CloyceandMike.com or 360 New Roof. We also have the Senecal family. Thank you so much for your continued support. You guys support us every week, and we are appreciative of that. Thank you so much. And if you've got some events coming up, check out Left Coast Events for any of those kind of needs that you may have for an upcoming event. Left Coast Events, thank you for that continued support. And the vote is in. Pineapples belong on pizza. The end. That's the discussion. Like that. It's not a discussion anymore. I'm just telling you how it is. Fazx Pizza coming at you. Never trust a skinny chef. Fazx Pizza. I say it every week. You know this. Okay. Thank you so much, Fazx Pizza. And Swoop Sounds. That is what you're seeing. That's what you're hearing right now. If you have an event coming up and you need it covered, or you even want it covered, that is what we do. We bring a ability to document that and display it, and we have all kinds of different packages. So if you're interested in that kind of service, then check us out on Instagram at Swoop Sounds. That is Swoops Sounds on Instagram. And of course, we have Metro Parks of Tacoma. Thank you so much for your continued support. Metro Parks of Tacoma. And Fine Ivory Enterprises LLC. That is a mobile wellness service that comes to you if you live in the King County and some parts of Pierce County. I think that's pretty darn cool. That did not exist even a year or two ago. So if you have any need for a mobile wellness service to come to you in the King County area, then look no further than Fine Ivory Enterprises. They also have a brick and mortar. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but if you are interested, definitely go check them out. Very cool business. Fine Ivory Enterprises LLC. And lastly but not leastly, we have Tres Agaves in Belfair. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you are in the Belfair area and you're looking for a restaurant or somewhere tasty to eat, if you got the grumblies in your tummy, then just go check out Tres Agaves and get some delicious food. That's Tres Agaves in Belfair. So that is about it for the day. We have the number 6 West Sound Rebels coming out on top against the Tacoma Sabers for the second time this season. The first meeting was 46-8. Rebels coming out on top. This meeting was 63-6. Rebels coming out on top again. And make sure you tune in next week for our last season game, if I'm not mistaken. That will be at Stadium, which is a very scenic and cool place to play football and place to commentate, and I am personally excited to be there and commentating. So until next week, make sure you take care of yourself, you beat the heat, and you keep yourself safe. And of course, set your alarms, set your calendar, mark your calendar, whatever it may be. Get your butt on back here to the live stream, and we will see you in 1 week's time. Thank you so much for watching. This is Zach McCarley signing out for the West Sound Rebels. Have a great week.